All right, it's time for diving. For all the spectators, if you can please remember to be as quiet as possible during the diving competition. As a reminder, flash photography is prohibited at all times during diving. If you could, turn off your cell phones. We need to make sure it's as quiet as possible. And we will get started here in just a second. Announcing the dive order. Diver number 1, from Freeport, Tristan Peterson. Diver number 2, from Oak Lawn, Cohen Lalo. Diver number 3, from Buffalo Grove, Michael Serwanya. Diver number 4, from Hershey, Jacob Koplanis. Diver number 5, from New Trier, Knox Noble. Diver number 6, from Nazareth Academy, Cooper Kosanovich. Diver number 7, from Cleveland South, Taylor Isaac. Diver number 8, from Libertyville, Hayden Cook. Diver number 9, from Highland Park, Noam Kobach. Diver number 10, from Barrington, Krish Patel. Diver number 11, from St. Charles East, Jake Scalise. Diver number 12, from Rolling Meadows, Kyron Whiting. Diver number 13, from Stag, Reinhold Latwis. Diver number 14, from Hershey, Nathan Mabry. Diver number 15, from Lincoln Way East, Nate Jackson. And diver number 16, from Lockport, Andy Giorgetti. This is diver number 1, Tristan, dive 201B, a back dive pike, difficulty 1.6. On deck is Cohen. Awards. 8, 7.5, 8, 7.5, 8, 8, 8. This is diver number 2, Cohen, dive 201B, a back dive pike, difficulty 1.6. On deck is Michael. Awards. 7, 6, 6.5, 6, 7, 7, 7. This is diver number 3, Michael, dive 103C, a forward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 1.6. On deck, Jacob. Awards. 7.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7.5, 7, 7.5, 7.5. Diver number 4, Jacob, dive 201B, a back dive pike, difficulty 1.6. On deck is Knox. Awards. 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 6, 8. This is diver number 5, Knox, dive 201B, a back dive pike, difficulty 1.6. On deck is Cooper. Awards. 6.5, 6, 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 6, 6. Diver number 6, Cooper, dive 201B, a back dive pike, difficulty 1.6. On deck is Taylor. Awards. 8.5, 7.5, 8.5, 8, 8, 8.5, 8.5. This is diver number 7, Taylor, dive 304C, a reverse 2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.1. On deck is Hayden. Awards. 7.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 7, 6.5. This is diver number 8, Hayden, dive 301B, a reverse dive pike, difficulty 1.7. On deck is Noel. Awards. 6.5, 6, 6, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 7.5. Dive number 9, Gnome, dive 5132D, a forward 1 1/2 somersault, 1 twist free, difficulty 2.2. On deck, Krish. Awards. 8, 8.5, 8, 8.5, 8, 9, 7.5. Diver number 10, Krish, dive 201B, a back dive pike, difficulty 1.6. On deck is Jake. Awards. 8, 8.5, 7, 8.5, 8, 7.5, 8.5. This is diver number 11, Jake, dive 103B, a forward 1 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 1.7. On deck, Kyron. Awards. 8, 8, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 7.5, 8. Diver number 12, Kyron, dive 305C, a reverse 2 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 3.0. On deck, Ronald. Awards. 3, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4.5, 5. Diver number 13, Ronald, dive 401B, an inward dive pike, difficulty 1.5. On deck is Nathan. Awards. 7.5, 7.5, 7, 8, 8, 7.5, 7. This is diver number 14, Nathan, dive 104B, a forward 2 somersault pike, difficulty 2.3. On deck is Nate. Awards. 7, 7, 8, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 8. Diver number 15, Nate. Dive 401B, an inward dive pike, difficulty 1.5. On deck is Amber. Awards. 8.5, 8, 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 8. And this is diver number 16, Andrew. Dive 201B, a back dive pipe, difficulty 1.6. Awards. 7, 7.5, 5.5, 6.5, 6, 6, 6.5. This is the start of round 10. Diver number 1, Tristan. Dive 303C, a reverse 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.1. Awards. 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7.5, 6, 7, 7. Dive number 2, Cohen. Dive 304C, a reverse 2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.1. Awards. 6.5, 7, 6.5, 7, 6, 6.5, 6. Dive number 3, Michael. Dive 53-33D, a reverse 1 1/2 somersault, 1 1/2 twist free, difficulty 2.6. Awards. 5, 5.5, 4.5, 4, 5, 5, 5.5. Dive number 4, Jacob. Dive 403B, an inward 1 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 2.4. Awards. 7, 6.5, 6.5, 8, 7, 6.5, 8. Dive number 5, Knox. Dive 303C, a reverse 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.1. Awards. 5.5, 5, 5, 6, 5, 6, 6. Diver number 6, Cooper. Dive 303B, a reverse 1 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 2.4. Awards. 8, 7, 7, 8, 7, 7, 8. Diver number 7, Taylor. Dive 103B, a forward 1 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 1.7. 6 and a half, 7 and a half, 7, 7 and a half, 7. Diver number 8, Hayden, dive 203B, a back 1 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 2.3. Awards: 6, 5, 4 and a half, 6, 4 and a half, 5, 5 and a half. This is diver number 9, Gnome, dive 5136D, a forward 1 1/2 somersault, 3 twist free, difficulty 3.1. Awards: 7, 6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6, 6 and a half, 5 and a half, 6. Dive number 10, Krish, dive 303C, a reverse 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.1. Awards: 7 and a half, 7, 7, 7, 6, 6 and a half, 6. Dive number 11, Jake, dive 305C, a reverse 2 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 3.1. Awards: 5 and a half, 6, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 6, 6, 6. Dive number 12, Kyron, dive 5333D, a reverse 1 1/2 somersault, 1 1/2 twist free, difficulty 2.6. Awards: 7 and a half, 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 7, 6 and a half. Diver number 13, Ronald, dive 303C, a reverse 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.1. Awards: 6 and a half, 7, 7 and a half, 6 and a half, 6, 6 and a half, 6 and a half. Dive number 14, Nathan, dive 302A, a reverse 1 somersault straight, difficulty 1.8. Awards: 6 and a half, 7, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 6, 6, 7 and a half. Dive number 15, Nate, dive 105B, a forward 2 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 2.6. Awards: 5 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4, 5, 4 and a half. Dive number 16, Andrew, dive 5231D, a back 1 1/2 somersault, 1/2 twist free, difficulty 2.1.
Awards. 7, 6, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 6.5. This is the start of round 11. Dive number 1, Tristan. Dive 404C, an inward 2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.8. Awards. 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5, 6. Dive number 2, Cohen. Dive 5231D. A back 1 1/2 somersault, 1/2 twist free. Difficulty 2.1. Awards. 6, 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6. Dive number 3, Michael. Dive 404C, an inward 2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.8. 6, 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6. All right, dive number 3, Michael, dive 404C, an inward 2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.8. Awards. 7, 6, 6, 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 6. Dive number 4, Jacob. Dive 5233D. A back 1 1/2 somersault, 1 1/2 twist free. Difficulty 2.5. Awards. 5, 5, 5, 5, 4.5, 4.5, 5. Diver number 5, Knox. Dive 404C, an inward 2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.8. Awards. 5.5, 5, 5, 4.5, 5, 5, 5.5. Dive number 6, Cooper. Dive 5233D. A back 1 1/2 somersault, 1 1/2 twist free. Difficulty 2.5. Awards. 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 7, 7. Diver number 7, Taylor. Dive 403C, an inward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.2. Awards. 7, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 7.5, 7.5, 5.5. Diver number 8, Hayden. Dive 5233D. A back 1 1/2 somersault, 1 1/2 twist free. Difficulty 2.5. Awards. 4.5. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4.5. 4.5. Dive number 9, Noah. Dive 205C. A back 2 1/2 somersault tuck. Difficulty 3.0. Awards. 6, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 6.5, 6, 5.5. Diver number 10, Krish. Dive 51-34D. A forward 1 1/2 somersault, 2 twist free. Difficulty 2.6. Awards. 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Diver number 11, Jake. Dive 405C. An inward 2 1/2 somersault tuck. Difficulty 3.1. Awards. 6, 6, 5.5, 5, 6, 6, 6.5. Dive number 12, Kyron. Dive 401B. An inward dive pike. Difficulty 1.5. Awards. 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 9, 9, 9. Diver number 13, Ronald. Dive 404C. An inward 2 somersault tuck. Difficulty 2.8. Awards. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4, 4, 4.5, 4.5. Dive number 14, Nathan. Dive 204C. A back 2 somersault tuck. Difficulty 2.0. Awards. 6, 6, 6, 6, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Dive number 15, Nate. Dive 53-35D. A reverse 1 1/2 somersault, 2 1/2 twist free. Difficulty 3.0. Awards. 7.5, 7, 7.5, 7.5, 7, 6.5, 8. And diver number 16, Andrew. Dive 404C. An inward 2 somersault tuck. difficulty 2.8. Awards: 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 4, 5.5. And that concludes diving. Congratulations, gentlemen.
In 15th place from Stag, Ronald Alatris. In 14th place from Oakland, Cohen Lalo. In 13th, from New Trier, Knox Noble. In 12th place, from Lockport, Andrew Giorgetti. In 11th place, from Buffalo Grove, Michael Serwaniak. In 10th place, from Glenbrook South, Taylor Isaac. In 9th place, from Hershey, Jacob Koklanis. In 8th place, also from Hershey, Nathan Mabry. In 7th place, from Freeport, Tristan Peterson. In 6th place, from Barrington, Krish Patel. In 5th place, from Lincoln Way East, Nate Jackson. In 4th place, from St. Charles East, Jake Scalise. In 3rd place, from Rolling Meadows, Tyron Whiting. In second place, from Nazareth Academy, Cooper Kozanovich. And your 2024 IHSA State Diving Champion with a score of 531.30 from Highland Park, Noah Hold. Congratulations, Noah, and all of our divers. Congratulations, gentlemen.